Okay, so welcome to the Divine Reintervention call, or reinvention call. The reason I kind of wanted to do this call was I started listening to another book. See, so many books. I started listening to another book on my Audible account, which you guys should have access to. If you don't, I will make sure to add the Audible access so you can listen to what I have, because I have a lot of personal development books, a lot of faith development books, and growth books in general. But this book is Believe Bigger, and it's by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And it is just inspiring you to believe bigger, to believe for more. It goes along with everything that we've been talking about with Tony Robbins and with this new book that I just recommended, Relentless by Tim S. Grover, Presence by Amy Cuddy, the conversation we had the other day about Tony Robbins, the 6 human needs. And I'm going to go over those tonight. I'm going to kind of talk about the significance of those, because I know he's kind of hard to listen to. It took me a minute to really get into him. Like, it took me a while to get into him, just because he's so fast and he's like all over the place. But when he was talking about this specifically in this training, he was talking about something that hit home for me, because he was talking about why people stray onto different things, or why people get divorced, or why people change jobs, or why people feel overwhelmed in their own lives. Even though their life could be amazing, and someone from the outside looking in could be like, you have everything, you have all the gifts and all the talents and all of the things, they could still not be fulfilled. They could feel like that they're missing something. And I feel like this year has been a lot of reconfiguring what I thought would be normal to what is normal now, and to what, not really knowing what to expect from day to day, and having to teach myself to live in the moment, to have a vision for the future, to be excited about what's ahead, but to live in the present, taking it day by day, versus putting all of this pressure on me to achieve this goal overnight. I am so bad about this because I'm a big vision person. I'm not a detail-oriented person. I am not one of those people that likes to know, like, for instance, building a house. I dread the day that we build a house. I see everyone doing it. I'm like, oh, it looks so fun, but I'm not a detail person. I don't care what doorknobs or what drawer pulls goes on my cabinets. I just want it to look like the Pinterest picture that I gave you. I don't care. And that's how I've always been. I don't care about the details. I care about making the big vision come into place. But you have to care about the details. You have to train yourself to be present and take it day by day, versus looking at where you want to go, looking at where you're at right now, and being so discouraged because you're not there yet. Can anybody give me an amen? Amen. Okay. So Tony Robbins is talking about the 6 basic human needs, and they are certainty, variety, and significance are the first 3. So certainty, most people won't move or make a move until they are certain that it is best for them. But one of the things that I have learned in the last 5 years is that provision never precedes action. You will never be given what you need until you take action. You will never know the details of the next step and have that certainty until you're already in motion. You will either be certain that it's not going to work, or that, okay, you were bold and this is your gift for being bold. Variety. Everybody wants, I've heard this said so many times, I can't wait till things go back to normal. I can't wait till things go back to normal. Well, newsflash, things are not ever going to go back to normal, because you can't come back from what we've already been through. Like, you just can't go through that. But the normalcy that people are begging for now, they were complaining about 9 months ago. So think about this. As we are in the motion of 2020, we are almost at the end of 2020, which I can't really believe, because it kind of seems like it's never going to end, but at the same time, it feels like this has been the fastest year ever. When we started 2020, everybody said, this is going to be my year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. And then 2020 actually hit full force. And we were like, what is this? This is not what I asked for. The rug was ripped out from underneath so many of us. But now we're begging for the thing that we were complaining about 9 months ago, okay? Because we need that. We have variety, and we're not sure that we like variety, but variety is a basic human need. The third thing is significance. Everyone wants to feel significant in some form or fashion. This is why I understand that celebration has to become a part of our team culture. It has to be a part of our community culture because people want to feel significant. It doesn't matter if you sign one person or you sign 50 people. The celebration needs to be there. Doesn't matter if your person drinks one shake a day and that's all they do for 30 days, or they finish a full Ice to Body challenge. Celebration needs to be there. We have to celebrate every single step of the way because significance matters to every single person. Some people, it's the driving force behind what they do, and other people, it's just nice to know that someone sees the work that they're doing. It's just nice to know that someone recognizes how hard they're working and the time and energy that they're putting into growth and development. But that's coming too. When you change your understanding, you'll change the way that you react to the needs. So when you change your understanding of how people need to be seen, how you need to be seen, how you need to have your needs met, it will open your eyes to how other people desire to be loved and appreciated and celebrated. And it will change the game for you. When I was listening to this on Friday morning, I was like, this is everything. This is everything about becoming a leader, is understanding how people work, and not necessarily in the they don't want to work or they're not doing enough, but you have to put people in a crock pot and allow them the time to manifest and to grow. It's not fair to take two people from completely different lives who have completely different goals and approaches to this business to put them in the same crock pot and say, okay, you need to come out at the same time, because one of them needs more time to cook. They need more time to develop and to grow. And some people will never leave the crock pot. Some people will leave too soon because they don't have the patience to evolve. Some people just need a hot dip in and then come out. It's not about the timing. It's not about comparing the timing of people. That is something that we have to let go. You can't compare your timing to someone else's. You cannot compare what you're doing to anyone else on this team. And that's one of the most important things, is understanding that some people are going to go fast and some people are going to take their time. How they connect and how they grow their business will be completely different. And that's what we want. We don't want everyone to look the same, because eventually you're going to bring people in who need to sit in that crock pot for a little bit and still need to be loved on. And it's your job as a leader to understand those people and say, you know what, I'm here for you. I cannot stop running my race because you decided now's not your time. But let me tell you this, when you're ready to go, I will be at the starting line with you and I will run as fast as you run. That's what people need. Connection. What makes you feel connected to what you do, why you're here, why you show up? What makes you connected to this? That's a question that you really have to understand. And you have to understand connection is a huge need for every human, whether they're introverted, extroverted, ambiverted. There is a need for connection. There's a need to be understood. There is a need to be appreciated in that connection, to value them and to give as much as you take. Growth. We talk about growth a lot, especially in the network marketing online world, because growth is essential. Growth essentially is your lifeline to business and to evolving. And there's going to be a lot of people that as you grow don't appreciate your growth because your growth means that they're not growing and your change means that they're not changing. And so for them, that equals that you're saying that you're better than them because you want more for your life. I'm in this stage right now with a lot of my people because I do want better for my life. I want more for my life. I want more for my family. And I'm not saying that what we have now is not great, but I desire to live a called life. And a called life is not a content life. It is a life that is constantly looking for what God has next. It's constantly evolving and changing, and it's constantly requiring me to shift into that more person, more reliant, more trusting, more giving, more open, more, I don't know, just more. It's not many people want to live a more life. They want to live a normal life. They want to live a content life. They want to live a life where it's not painful because they're not growing. And so they're happy with the same things and the same thing, and they want change, but they don't want to get uncomfortable enough to make the change. That's where we're different. It's because we want more. And it's not bad to want more. it's not bad to want to grow. It's not bad to want to evolve and want to be a light for other people. That's going to leave a lot of people behind you. There are a lot of people in my family who don't understand this, who are happy working. My mom, love her to death. She's an incredibly smart, gifted woman. She did Paper Chef for 20 years. And now it's like, why don't you get a real job? What do you think you're going to do with network marketing? How do you think that you have the life experience to serve anyone with anything? Direct questions I've been asked. And I was like, you're my mom. Like, you know me better than anyone. You know what I've walked through. So how can you sit there and ask me those questions? Because she's limited, because she stopped growing, because she stopped believing for more. And, you know, God's provided amazingly for my parents. They live an amazing life, but she has yet to retire from her job because the economy is uncertain. And my dad owns his own business and hers is stability. She has a total lack of faith and a total lack of belief that there could be more. And I get it. I get it. When you are raised that way, it's hard to break that mindset. I have a really hard time with it too. And I've been an entrepreneur for 6 years. I haven't worked for someone until May, and now I work for someone. And it's hard. The mental shift is so hard. And it's hard to break out of. But growth will change you. And it will ask you more questions. And it will beg you to take that next step. And then contribution is the last need. Every person wants to know that they're contributing to something. Whether it be, I don't know, everybody wants to feel like what they're doing is contributing to something. So think about that. How much more purposeful do you feel whenever you feel like you've contributed to someone's change? I have a whole board over here. There's a bunch of different texts that I say. There's a bunch of different cards on there. There's a bunch of different stuff on there of people who have told me that I have helped change something in their lives. Whether or not they bought a product from me doesn't matter. But I showed up. I gave my value. I shared the word that I was given to share. I authentically was who I was, who I am, without questioning whether it was right for someone else. I took what I was given and I put it out into the world. That takes guts because you don't know what you don't know what the return on that's going to be. All you know is this is where I feel called and this is what I'm called to do. And as we take our focus from the human needs that we have and we put it on other people, we start to ask questions of, am I good enough for this? Am I the right person for them? Am I? So I want you to stop doing that. I want you to stop asking whether you're enough for other people. Are other people enough for you? Are they your people? Are they the people that you should be growing in connection and community with? It's not about whether or not you are their person. Are they your person? Start asking that question. Are they the kind of people you desire to surround yourself with? You don't have to ask just anyone to do this with you. There are hundreds of thousands of network marketers, of Isagenix representatives all over the world. There are billions of people. So and I was doing this today as I was going through my Penny app, I was looking at people that I had connected with before and I was like, you know what? I don't really like her attitude. I don't really like the message that she puts out. That's not what I want to surround myself with. And my list started to evolve and there started to be a higher level quality of people on that list. And I got nervous because I was like, ooh, what are they going to think of me? And then I thought, you know what? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And you being willing to be vulnerable says a lot about the character that you see and the value that you see in what you're doing. Because remember, you're on someone else's chicken list. Jackie Miller, you were on my chicken list. Allie Melton, you were on my chicken list. Regina Davis, I was scared to death of you. But here I am. Here we are. Because I was bold enough to ask. I was bold enough to put the question out there and say, is this something you'd be interested in? I see so much value in what you're doing. I see the heart and the energy and the drive and the passion. I see how you love people. I would be so honored to be surrounded by that. And it's scary to say that. It's scary. It's a hard place to put yourself in to ask that. But as you go through your chicken list, understand People are looking for certainty. There has never been a better time to be in Isagenix. Health and wellness, immune boosting, energy boosting, toxin decreasing, third-party tested, incredible comp plan, like certainty, 100% certainty you're going to get results physically and financially if you apply yourself. Variety, we have the biggest variety of nutrition products to serve anyone on this planet. Legit, no matter where you're at in life, we got something for you. Significance. This is a company of significance where they raise you up at every level of the game. They give you opportunities to earn. They give you opportunities to show up. I got a card in the mail. It was so precious. I don't remember where I put it. Tells you how organized my office is. From the START organization. START is the 18 to 35-year-old program that helps build younger 6- and 7-figure earners. I got a card, a handwritten card, because I posted in there and it was significant. And it resonated with people. And they said, hey, thanks for showing up in our group. We appreciate the value that you're adding in there. Like significance, I felt seen. And it wasn't even about me being seen. That was just something that I knew other people struggle with if I struggled with it. But significance, I was recognized for that. Connection. There has never been a place where I feel more connected with the people that I work with. And I see the vision so clearly of where we're going. I didn't have that before. I had a little bit, but then I was standing there hustling by myself. I didn't have leaders. I didn't have people who were running alongside me. I had people I was dragging behind me. And when I had to take a step back for personal reasons, they all fell off. And they didn't think 2 seconds about it. They were like, whatever. I wanted connection. I wanted to build something that I could see other people stepping into and running their race. They didn't have to run my race. They had to run their race. And we have that now. There is so much variety in our team and so much energy and just acceptance of what's possible. There's so much allowance to be who you are, but to have the systems that you can give people that duplicate growth. There has never been a company that offers growth like this company. They're incentivizing growth. They give you opportunities to grow your team, grow your finances, change physically and get rewarded. Like who does that? Who gives you $200 for just like using products and taking care of yourself? There's no requirements other than to use the products. That's pretty much it. Send in your after photos, you get a t-shirt and a $200 product voucher. Like $200 product voucher will pretty much buy you a basic pack. Like, and the skincare line or the new mom bundle or like whatever. It's crazy, okay? Contribute. Ooh, whenever I went on my first Isagenix celebration trip, I signed up for the START. They have like a START give back program. So like you go for a day. We hauled rocks up and down the side of a hill in Nashville to build Habitat for Humanity. We moved dirt piles. We shoveled shavings. Like we did all of these different things. We were able to give back to a community that allowed us to step in there and have our conference. They gave back when they went to Peru last year. They built houses. They give back constantly. The ISA Foundation, where we are funding schools and orphanages over in Haiti and over in Africa, where we are giving them food, we are giving them clothing, we're giving them medical supplies. Like every kid's pack of shakes that you buy, you donate a pack to the ISA Life Foundation, where they give back to the community. They stepped in when the fires in Australia happened. They've stepped in when the hurricanes have happened. They've stepped in. It gives them the ability to step in and step out. We're part of that. Every time we order something, we're part of that. It's a great feeling. So those are the 6 human needs. So I really want you to think about that as you are going through what you want to do in this business. And I know we've talked about vision a lot. There's nothing different from getting to consultant as there is to get to executive. Nothing is different in the work that you're doing. I want you to understand that. There's no separation between what you're doing. It's the basics. You help someone, help other people. You help get them paid, get paid for getting your people paid. You get them a person, get them a squad, get them a support group. Not everybody wants one, but you have to ask. You have to be bold enough to show them how the compensation plan works. You share, they share, repeat is all you need to know. You just need to know how to get someone to manager. That's it. The top of our company is you share, they share, repeat, times 10. Well, actually, it's just you share. That's it. They share. You share, they share. That's it. You need 10 of those. That's executive. And then everything above that, the 25 that we talked about before the end of the year, you share, they share, repeat. You share, they share, repeat. Some people think that enrolling is going to get you to the top. It won't. You'll burn out. Because again, you can't enroll your way to the top. You make 10 times more money if you teach other people how to enroll. If I take 5 people, I have 5 people that are working really hard right now. If I can teach each of you how to get to manager, and then how to get your people to manager, and how to get their people to manager, you'll be making 6 figures in a year, because it is literally about duplication. It is literally about meeting the need. It is that simple. Isagenix incentivizes you every step of the way. Pool money, executive match, 10% match on bonuses, increase in cycle bonuses, star level cycle bonuses, 10, 20, 40, 60. There's $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500 on top of what you're already doing. There's the holiday bonus. There's so much money, it's stupid. But that is just the basics. We make it so much harder, and I'm pointing at me because I make it so much harder than it has to be. You literally have to meet people where they're at, love on them, and offer them a solution. Now, here's where I want to talk about something and having some conviction in what you do. You're the expert. When people come to you, you are the expert. You do not have to backpedal on your recommendation. After you've had that conversation and you know their goals, it is your job to recommend what you think is best. I had a woman this past week who we got on the phone, we had an hour conversation about how she was losing sleep. She was having hormone shifts. She was gaining weight. She was feeling terrible in her body. And as we were talking through it, she had talked herself down from a premium pack, which is what she needed, to the Ionix and the Natural Accelerator. And I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I have to pass on this. You're not ready. I said, I'll be very honest with you in saying that I'm not afraid to lose your business, because I'm also not going to give you a bad experience. I said, and what we talked about and the products that you're wanting to start with are not going to get you anywhere near close. I said, and I don't want you feeling like you wasted your money because you're not getting results from this. I said, now, if you just told me that you needed a little bit of help with your mood and metabolism, 100%, those 2 products will work great for you. But the specific goals that you have in mind of losing 60 pounds, being able to sleep through the night, having energy, cutting down your cravings due to increased hormones and cortisol levels because you're not sleeping, because you're not eating enough, because your body's not getting the nourishment that it needs, I'm not willing to risk my expertise on that. I'm sorry. I said, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I said, but I've struggled with the same things that you're struggling with for the past 11 years. And from my personal experience, this is what's going to work best. And she said, well, I guess I'll have to find someone else. I said, I guess you will. I hope that, good luck. And that's what I said. And that's hard to do after you've invested time and you really want that sale. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for people. And you know, based on your experience, what is best for people. So be willing to stand up when other people are willing to walk away. I'm not a quick fix queen. That's not my game. And I hope you guys understand that. This is not a quick fix. This is a lifestyle change. What we're going to do over these next 28 days are going to be focused on lifestyle change, going to be focused on mental change, overall wellness. The benefits are weight loss. The benefits are increased energy. The benefits are decreased inflammation. The benefits are losing the brain fog. Wellness is the goal. Wellness is the goal. We have to start serving people with wellness. We have to start meeting their needs. Their needs are wellness. If you take care of the wellness aspect, everything else will fall into place. If you meet them mentally and say, I understand what you're going through because I have been there. I understand the struggle of mentally letting go of the idea that you need to work harder, that this should be harder than it is. It should be harder than just drinking 2 shakes. It should be harder than just drinking a shot of Ionix every morning, but praise God, it is not. It is that simple, okay? On a fix there. I was on the tear for a second. Okay. And then this is the other thing. Many people have asked me where inspiration comes from. Inspiration comes from filling your mind. Whatever fills your mind will pour out of you. So today I took some time and I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to get in a rush, because when I start getting in a rush and I start worrying about all the things I'm not doing, then I stop focusing on what makes me who I am. So today I took some time and I put my headphones in after church and I sat down and I listened to a sermon. This is where my conviction comes off the page. is when I take time to do what fills my cup. And this is what fills my cup. So there was this sermon by Pastor Stephen Furtick, and he called, what was it called? I didn't ask you that, I think is what the question was, or what the sermon was called. Is that what the sermon was called? I think it was, but I like started halfway through. Anyway, so he was talking about how everything in life starts with a question. It all starts with a question. And we have to learn how to ask better questions. So he was talking specifically about the story of the 5 loaves and the fishes. Okay, and he was talking about how on the surface, it didn't look like it was enough, but it kept coming. On the surface, it was a small offering, and then God blessed it, and it multiplied. And it multiplied so much that by the end of the day, after 5,000 men plus women were fed, the baskets, there were 12 baskets left over. And these baskets, he did a search. He said these baskets were big enough to hold 150 pounds apiece. So not just like the little pick-me baskets. He said they were big enough to hold 150 pounds apiece. So if you can imagine that, how much was left over with a small start? Context is everything. But when did it become enough? In the process is when the disciples saw provision. It wasn't before, because before it was small. Remember, it was like small beginnings, so tiny, this is not enough to feed. And the disciples were only worried about the fact that it was going to cost them half a year's wages to feed all of these people. And Jesus said, feed my people. He blessed the food, and it was abundant. But they didn't see that in the process. They didn't see the provision in the process. You're not going to see everything in the process. It's going to be in the process when things start to happen, and then the provision comes. So you won't know why you're here or why you're there or why you're doing this until it happens. The details come after the decision. This divine reinvention, you have to make the decision to do this the way that you want to do it and be coachable. You have to make the decision that this is right for you. No one else can make that for you. You have to decide to open the door by asking the question, to put it out there to people, to put it out there to yourself. Ask a better question. Do you believe that this is the vehicle that can get you from where you're at to where you want to be? If that's a firm yes, then the process is where provision will happen. But you have to work on the process. You can't just expect, well, I made this decision and nothing's happened. Well, are you doing the do? Are you connecting? Are you inviting? Are you being bold for the ask? Are you showing people how the compensation plan works? Even when people are going, that's pyramid scheme. That's pyramid scheme. That's pyramid. Okay, Kendra, that is not a pyramid scheme. This is how it works. And she had that same question. She was like, are you sure this isn't a pyramid scheme? I'm like, no, let me show you. And I mapped it out, and she was like, holy crap, that's incredible. Holy crap, the money is there. I'm like, yeah, girl, all day long. Like, it's there. People just don't know. Ask, don't assume. If the disciples had assumed that this is all that God could do with the little bit that they had, they would have never believed for more. And honestly, they wouldn't have believed for more until they saw for more. You know, I wonder sometimes, like, God, why don't you just give me a miracle? He literally did miracles in front of people and they still didn't see it. They still thought he was nuts. So how much less will we believe him today in a world where we have to see everything physically with our eyes before we're willing to say, okay, yeah, no, that might be for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, timing is everything. And some people just are never going to see it. And that's okay. But you have to ask, don't assume. If you know where to go, it will never run out. And you will never be hungry again. If you know where to go back to the source. Go back to the basics. If you get lost, it's because you got lost in all of the things and you forgot what you were doing and you forgot why you were doing it and you forgot why you were here. So many times we do that. We forget, okay, I came here for a reason. What was that reason? It wasn't so I could be a social media influencer. It wasn't so I could have lots of likes and followers. It's so that I could build authentic relationships that allow me the opportunity to grow closer with women, create connection that cultivates physical and financial change for these people, that allows me the opportunity to get to share things like I'm sharing with you right now. If I were on another call talking about the multiplication of fish and loaves from the Bible. Like people would freak out. But it's my team. So I get to do that. And I get to share that with more people because that's my gifting. That's my space. God is using every need in your life right now. He is going to break you from the inside out so he can show you how you need him. So he can show you what it is that you get to serve other people with. There is a message in the mess. Don't forget that. Don't forget that the people who need what you have are walking the path that you're walking right now. And they need you to walk it. And they need you to be bold about it. And they need you to not be afraid to ask. Jesus used the need that they didn't want to meet the need that they had. Jesus used the need that they didn't want to meet. They didn't want to feed the people to meet the need that they had. They were hungry too. And he used feeding the people in order to feed them, in order to give them what they needed. He took something that they didn't want to change and used it to provide for them. So think about that. The things that we are most uncomfortable with are going to be the things that he uses to provide, that he uses to break down the barriers that we're facing right now of why we can't do this and why we're not enough and why we're not going to be those people. He will use that. And he will bring you people who are just like you. And it will be wall-kicking moments. But those wall-kicking moments are going to be the things that build your resilience and remind you why you're here. You've got to ask, how many is different from how much? There was one more point though. That wasn't it. You will miss the miracles because you didn't ask the questions, 100%. I've seen this all the time. I've been like, oh, these people are on my dream team list, and I missed the miracle of asking them because I was too afraid, and then someone else signed them up, and they did incredible. And had I had asked sooner, I assumed. I thought that they wouldn't need it. I thought that they didn't need the financial opportunity. They look like they had it together. Turns out credit cards are a real thing, okay? You can still be bougie on a budget. Where is it? There was one good thing, and it was talking about, oh, okay. So this is the thing. It's going to come from the 5. Jesus fed the thousands because it came from the 5. You don't need thousands of people. You don't need thousands of people. Thousands of people will come from the faithful few. Okay, there will be people that start this with you that will not finish with you. In 6 years of network marketing, I have seen that, and I'm okay with it, because as those people weed out, you start to see who your people are. You start to find those connections, and it looks different than you could have ever imagined, but it looks so much better. I never imagined that the majority of the women that I would be serving now would be older than I am. Never thought that, but I'm 100% okay with it. Like, I have found my sweet spot, 35 to 45. Here I am, bring it on and beyond. Like, I have several people now that are older than that. And I'm okay with that because I live and grow off such wisdom, and it has blessed my life immensely. This is my sweet spot. This is the place that I will prosper, but it's not going to start with 1,000 people. It's going to start with 5 or 10, but it's not going to start with thousands and hundreds of people. All you need is a few people who you can share your vision with, who you can understand their vision and how you can provide those needs for them. You can't be everyone's need meter. You have to understand that. But you can provide for a few. You can take what they have in their hands right now and you can show them how to multiply it and how to bless other people and how to take everything that they've learned and their life experience and put that out there. I've taught so many of you guys how to use social media. It's crazy. But it's a blessing because it's something that comes naturally to me, and it's something that people are starting to see your story, and it's so beautiful because you don't have to be an ad to be effective. You don't have to be an ad to sell. You have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. You have to be willing to put it out there. That's what stands out in the crowd, and that's what I have is a team of standouts, a team of people who do not copy and paste, who are so unique in their message that other people are taking your post. It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing. So I want to encourage you. We're in the last 3 months of the year. We're about to go into October. Do not set yourself up for trying to be someone else. Decide what's important to you. Decide what matters to you. And honor yourself by showing up in that every single day. The thing that gets you to consultant is the very thing that's going to get you to executive. It's the same over and over and over again. Create that routine, that basic system that allows you to connect, evolve, celebrate, grow, connect, evolve, celebrate, grow, and invite other people into it with you. And as we go into October, I want you to share what wellness means to you throughout the month of October. It doesn't have to be about cleansing, it doesn't have to be about shakes. Share what wellness means to you: physical, financial, spiritual, mental, whatever area of wellness that you are working to cultivate. Maybe it's grace. Maybe you need to give yourself grace. Maybe you need to give other people grace. Maybe it's forgiveness. Those are all part of wellness. When you are whole and well, everything starts to flow together and you become and evolve into such a different person. And that's why I know you're here, because you want that. You desire that for yourself. You're tired of your own excuses. You're tired of being tired. You're tired of feeling like this is never going to work or it's never going to happen. I know, because I'm there. Been there. Still there some days. Today I had to have a heart check because I'm like, why am I doing this? Is it about me or is it about other people? Do I need to be known or do I need to be effective? Because I feel like being effective is a lot more important. But it's a constant heart check. It's a constant making sure that it is what it is supposed to be. But you have to go back and you have to remind yourself that the mess is the message. The provision is in the process. It doesn't come with a manual. Well, kind of, but like not step-by-step manual. So that's all I have. We're about to get kicked off. But I hope that's encouraging to you. And I hope you take some time tonight to really think about it, pray over it, write it down, and then live and act on it. Don't just sit on these words, but actually do something with it. So with that, I love you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me this evening. I hope it was encouraging. Tomorrow at 1:30, we will still meet. So bye.